Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today. I'm in the forest and I'm going to be showcasing my wild camping gear. I've been wild camping now for a couple of years, and this will just be kind of a beginner's guide, what to invest in, what I've invested in and what I'd recommend or maybe consider if this is something that you want to try or if you're looking for gear recommendations. So the first piece of gear that I want to talk to you today about is this. This is my new wild camping and backpacking backpack. This is the Osprey Wren 65. And I purchased this a couple of months ago. My day pack was too small and I'd just been borrowing a old kind of vintage Berghaus rucksack prior to that, so I wanted to invest in something and get something that was suitable for me and kind of fitted my body, so this is what I went with. This is the backpack and it's 65 litres. As you can see, it's got its little rain cover in there, little pouch in there and a top pouch here. This is actually the main reason that I chose this backpack for me, and I'll explain why. Number one, I wanted something with a really sturdy hip belt. As I'm a woman, that's how I'm shaped and I want the bag to sit mainly on my hips and not my upper body, especially over long distances, which was a problem in the previous one. The other reason is this. So this is actually an adjustable one and you can adjust the back, and as I'm quite short, most backpacks don't fit me properly. They're too big, they're too long on the back, so this, as it's adjustable, was kind of why I picked this and the right choice for me so far. So this tent is my second tent that you will have seen on this channel, and this is the Jack Wolfskin Gossamer one, and I would definitely recommend this as a very beginner friendly tent. It just took me about 5 minutes to put up. It's very simple, it's quite sturdy. I'd say it's a step up from a hooped bivvy, which can be, personally I find the whole bivvy thing very claustrophobic, so I wanted something a little bit larger, which this is, because you've got the hoops, one at the front, one at the back as well, so just that little bit extra room, but it's still a one-person tent. It's also very light, very compact, and I just think it's a great beginner tent. It also cost £44, which I did get it in a sale, but I thought that was a really good price, and it's not kind of as pricey as a lot of the other tents you'll see online. You don't need, in my opinion, to spend a lot at all. I think unless you're going in very extreme conditions, or it's something you do every single weekend and you're getting really into it, a beginner friendly tent like this is absolutely fine for wild camping. I would just mention as well, in terms of leaving no trace, which you always like to do, please take your litter with you if you're going wild camping. This tent is also perfect because it's PFEC free, so that means that there's no forever chemicals leaching off it into the soil, which is a problem with a lot of outdoor gear, and that can be a massive pollutant. It's not something that you can see or is there, but it does affect the soil and the animals and the plants where you go wild camping, so not having that coating on your gear is kind of important, especially if, like me, you love being outdoors, you love nature, animals, all those things. You want something that's a little bit more sustainable and you know, has some care for the environment, which this tent does. So this is kind of how much space is inside. So not loads, but there's still room to sleep and to kind of have your bag next to you. Well, for me there is anyway. So my sleeping setup inside the tent is, first of all, this, which is the OEX Flux 2. That's my sleeping pad. That's the only one I've ever used, apart from, I did have a carry mat before and that was just horrendous. So that was a little bit of an investment. It was probably as much as the tent, but for me it's worth it. I don't like having an uncomfortable night's sleep at all, and I've actually got my pillow from home. This is a down pillow, and yeah, what can I say? I like to be comfortable. On that note, this is probably the biggest investment I've made recently in terms of my wild camping setup, and it's worth every single penny. I would not recommend this if you are new to wild camping, I probably wouldn't. I did have another sleeping bag before. I had the Snug Pack, but I upgraded to this year just because I wanted to do some wild camps, for example in the spring and in the winter as well, and the Snug Pack just was not warm enough at all, so I got this. This is the Sierra Designs women's backcountry bed, and it's comfortable down to -11. That may sound cold. It isn't. When I last went out wild camping, that was about -7 with the wind chill factor. So I would say if you're wild camping in the UK, you do need a really good sleeping bag, and yeah, I'm very happy with this. It's also a very unique shape, which I'll show you in a second, which is much better for me as I do not like sleeping bags. I find them very constricting, so I wanted to get something like this, and I'm much more comfortable and cozy in this so far. So this is actually open. So you can see there's this wire here, and it's actually open, so it's much wider at the top. It's a V shape, it's not a bag, and all of this is open here. So if you don't like that feeling of kind of being constricted, this is a really good one that I'd recommend. And yeah, I've just been so much comfier in this. And you can get your arms out if you want to in the night. Like, there's a bit at the bottom as well, so you just don't feel as constricted as you do in a regular sleeping bag. So as you can see, everything's ready in there now. I've got the setup. I've also got my pillow from home that I always bring. But yes, very comfy and cozy night hopefully in there. It still will get quite cold tonight, but it is lovely and sunny. I think it's spring in 3 days, but yeah, still gonna drop down, maybe into the minuses over the course of the night, so I want to be cozy. So in terms of wild camping, what I'd always recommend, irrespective of the season, is you always take a torch. I'd definitely take 2, so always have those handy, and then always take these as well. So these are just automatic kind of hand and foot warmers. You just crack them and they heat up. So I would always take them irrespective of the season. I've used them in June before when I've just been very, very cold, especially in the early morning. Depends how cold you get, but I would recommend taking them just so you're comfortable the whole time. Something else that's new for me, which has been an investment, is I finally got a down jacket. I got this one from Cotopaxi, which again is a sustainable brand who don't use PCs. And yeah, just very self-explanatory, but I get cold very easily, so I might even sleep in this tonight. We'll wait and see. But I definitely think it's a really good thing to have for hiking and camping. But yeah, they are on the pricier side, so maybe go out a couple of times first and see how you like it before you decide to get one. In terms of the cooking system, I've now updated it. So I have this jet boil. It's a new jet boil. It's the Mighty Mo. And I also always bring a Stanley or a thermos just full of hot water in case the jet boil won't light, if the wind is too strong or if there's bad weather. That way I can always make a hot drink and have hot food no matter what, which is super important for winter camping. This past season, I also invested in this small Eurohike pan, which works really well with this current setup. So this is what I'm having for dinner tonight. It's the Wayfarer chili and rice, and this is by far my favourite camping meal ever, which is why I have it. Really good amount of protein in it as well, so it's not just all carbohydrate, and it's really delicious, and you can eat it hot or cold if your cooking systems fail. So I'm just going to sit here, have this cup of tea, watch the sunset and enjoy the rest of my wild camp. I hope you've all enjoyed this video, enjoyed seeing the kind of gear, what I've invested in over, I think probably the past year now, what I'd recommend, kind of what's worth the investment for me and kind of what isn't. I also feel like there's so many gear reviews and advice out there. It's sometimes nice to see what somebody who is starting out and definitely still a beginner is investing in. So yeah, if you like this video, please comment. If you've got any recommendations, please comment as well, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.